and welcome to my channel. Say hi to a happy day. In this channel, I would like to share tales and stories I personally picked and are my kids' favorite book stories. Let's enjoy listening while I read to you a story, A Super Christmas Caper. The Parr family loved celebrating the holidays together. But this year was extra special. They had been asked to host Municiberg's tree-lighting ceremony at the Incredibles in honor of supers everywhere. Of course, Edna Mode was designing the tree. The Parr family stopped by Edna's lab to admire all the decorations she had made. They were most excited to see the tree topper she had been developing. She was pulling out all the stops. "Wow," said Helen, admiring Edna's work. Dash reached out, feeling its strange cold metal. "Ravonium," explained Edna. "Very rare and highly volatile." "That highly volatile part sounds potentially problematic," said Bob. "Pish push, don't be silly, Robert. In the wrong hands, it could be dangerous," she added with a shrug. "But on top of a Christmas tree, perfectly safe." The Parrs said goodbye to Edna, ushered them out of her lab. She had lots of work to do before the big day. The evening of the ceremony, the city was bursting with Christmas cheer. The Parr family, now dressed in their masks and super suits, stood alongside their fellow supers, waving at the festive crowd that had gathered. It has military-grade tinsel, 3.5 million shatterproof lights, and a show-stopping tree topper, Edna explained to a local newscaster. "Now excuse me, darling, I must take my seat," she finished. After a few festive musical performances, the mayor announced it was time to light the tree. The crowd cheered and counted down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The Incredibles pulled the lever. Millions of lights sparked to life, illuminating the towering tree. Then there was a sharp collective gasp as everyone's eyes fell on the top of the tree. It was bare. The tree topper was gone. "What happened? It was just there," shouted the mayor. "Thief!" yelled a little girl, pointing to a figure as it disappeared above the roof of a nearby building. Mr. Incredible whipped around, following the little girl's gesture. But by the time he turned, they were gone. The supers would have to act fast if they wanted to keep the thief from escaping for good. The supers sprang into action. Frozone made a wall of snow surrounding the city center and blocking all exits. Dash pulled him along, helping him finish in a flash. Screech flew overhead, searching for the thief from above. He spotted a flash of light and a suspicious shadow and shouted, "There!" Elastigirl stretched to capture the target. She groaned when she saw it was just a nutcracker, a sparkling strand of Christmas lights. Not the tree topper was taped to his hands. Then Frozone saw a bright glimmer and quickly threw his ice power. Elastigirl and Mr. Incredible approached only to find a child looking up at them holding a glowing toy. "Some lady just gave this to me," the boy exclaimed. Elastigirl's eyes narrowed. "Misdirection," she said knowingly. "Basically an expert pickpocket," added Mr. Incredible. "Tricks the eye, sort of like a magician." "Believe nothing you see," said Elastigirl to the supers. "Look at the hidden and don't fall for the obvious. Sometimes she hides in plain sight." A loud rumbling noise came from the distance. The ground vibrated as an enormous pile of Christmas decorations tumbled toward the three in crowd. "I got it!" shouted Violet, racing off. Just as the first ornament was about to roll into the crowd, Violet threw a protective force field, causing it to bounce. Void used her special powers to teleport each decoration back into place. Together, they managed to keep everyone safe. Mr. Incredible thought he saw someone sleep beneath Santa's sleigh. He lifted it above his head, but nobody was there. Suddenly, Christmas music blared through giant speakers. Everyone winced and plugged their ears, trying to block out the deafening noise. "Ran away from it, not toward it," shouted Elastigirl. Crusher used his power to crush the speakers, silencing them. The rest of the supers scattered and searched. "There!" shouted Violet as she spotted Misdirection ducking into the gingerbread village. "She's behind that gingerbread elf," said Frozone confidently. "No, I think she's by the guy in the bow tie," said Incredible. "I think I saw the one with the mustache move," said Violet. The supers stood on alert as they tried to guess where Misdirection was hiding. Suddenly, Jack Jack teleported into the village and lifted one of the gingerbread people. As he lifted it up, he revealed Misdirection holding the tree topper. Then, a snowman came to life, dancing and singing, drawing everyone's attention. It was another trick by the villain and her sneaky powers. Misdirection made a run for it, but Jack Jack went goopy and stuck to her like glue. He giggled as she tried to shake him loose, bobbing him up and down. Elastigirl stretched, grabbed Misdirection and Jack Jack. He went back to his normal shape and cuddled safely in Elastigirl's arms. Dash held one end of a string of lights and raced around Misdirection, securing her to a candy cane. Before anyone could get to the tree topper, Misdirection flung it into the distance. "If I can't have it, nobody will," she shouted with an evil cackle. Just before it crashed to the ground, Frozone threw out his powers and caught it on an ice slide. The Incredibles breathed huge sighs of relief. They couldn't help thinking about the highly volatile nature of Ravonium and what could have happened. "Auntie Edna's so proud of you, darling," Edna called as she handed Jack Jack the tree topper. The baby super smiled and admiring the tree topper's sparkle and shine. Elastigirl held Jack Jack and stretched up high, put it on top. She said, "Ready?" The crowd watched as he placed it at the very top of the Christmas tree. Everyone cheered as the radiant metal stars sparkled against the night like magic. Frozone shot snowy flurries from a building top high above the city. Mr. Incredible put his arms around his family and they stood with the crowd, admiring the beauty of the tree. It was a super Christmas after all. The end. I hope you enjoy listening to the story, A Super Christmas Caper. Please don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to listen to more of our favorite book stories. See you soon!